Hello, my name is Orianna Jaimes and I am a first-year Life Design Lab student. Throughout the school year, I read and annotated books with my friend. My annotations consisted of my opinion, reactions, and questions I had while reading the different books. After each of us would finish reading and annotating our books, we would trade them. When we got each other's book, we would read it. And as we read the pages, we would discover each other's comments. This project may sound simple, but there is more to it than meets the eye. Being able to have the perseverance to do a little each day didn't come so easy. And there were many obstacles I faced while doing my project. But ultimately, they provided me with many learnings that I will take and use for the rest of my life. Before I started this project, I lacked accountability. I would always blame my results on others around me because it was easier than taking responsibility for my failures. At the beginning of the year when I started my project, I tried to put as much effort in as possible in order to get my desired results. The further we got into the school year, the effort and motivation that I put into this project went from very little to almost non-existent. The past months of me doing my project have been pretty crazy. I have had to travel a lot during the school year for swim and had a very packed schedule, all of which have led me to having the lack of time outside of humanities class to work on my project. I would try and use any little time I had to work on my project, but unfortunately, I became a victim of procrastination. And when I was getting nothing done, I came to the realization that there was no one to blame but myself. With this discovery, I came to the understanding that as I get older, I would have to take accountability for my actions. That there would be no one else but me to deal with the consequences. And blaming others for my lack of success wouldn't be an alternative to masking my own failures. A big part of my failures was due to procrastinating. Many times I found myself the night before I was supposed to trade books and I still had to read 100 pages. I would force myself to read and annotate, sometimes going to bed much later than my body could handle. Way too many times this happened to me to the point that it finally dawned on me that this wasn't just happening to me in this project. I was doing the same thing in many other aspects of my life. With my schoolwork, homework, and even during swim. I finally acknowledged that I was the problem, and with a motive to change, I started to take action. I began treating all the things I was involved in with much more responsibility and dedication. I started doing homework the day it was assigned, submitting assignments early, started working harder in all my classes, and giving 100% at every swim practice and live session. I realized that as my efforts were going up, so were my results. With my newfound motivation, I brought up my grades and qualified for the state championships. During this process, I realized that the sense of responsibility I was lacking didn't just appear out of thin air. It is a habit that takes time to build, and I had finally realized that with the effort also came patience. Throughout my life, I have struggled with waiting for the outcome of my actions. I have always wanted things to come easy to me. But this project has made me realize that things that are worth waiting for are worth having. And while applying my newfound responsibility, things started going the way I wanted them to. This project has not only taught me valuable work ethics, but also very important eye-opening characteristics. Reading different book genres and my friends' comments has ultimately helped me be more open-minded, as it has exposed me to different perspectives and ideas. The different books I read throughout the school year helped me explore the many different backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs of the characters in the books. Exploring all these new genres also helped me get the confidence to step out of my comfort zone. Before the Life Design Lab, I had never been comfortable trying new things. I was the type of person to stick with what works, as a method of running away from my fears. While reading many different genres, I realized that if I didn't like a book or a specific genre, that it was okay to stop reading and start a new book. That just because something didn't work out for me, it did not mean that I was the problem. Now, I find myself able to experiment more with the foods I eat, exercising a different way, or even simply using a different brand of toothpaste. Along with exploring new book genres, I also got a glimpse into my friend's worldview and thought process. Seeing her thoughts and opinions written down in the comments has further developed my sense of empathy. Seeing each other's thoughts, even if we agreed or not, has helped us become closer. This project has helped us embrace our differences and accept each other more openly without any fear of judgment. Before this project, I found myself judging others before actually knowing them, and drawing my own conclusions with very little to no information about them. Ultimately, I realized that before I judge a person's character, I should try and get to know them. And in the long run, being open-minded has given me the opportunity to engage while also participate in more meaningful conversations, build stronger relationships, and make more informed decisions. I'm so incredibly grateful to have been able to do this project, as it has helped me become a better person, not just for myself, but for my family, friends, and peers. Thank you so much for listening.